Okay. Alright, this is about the social penetration theory. Okay, introduction. Is it fair to say that self-disclosure is necessary for a superficial relationship to progress into an intimate relationship? Today, I'll be giving you information about social penetration theory. That sounds really funny. There are three main ideas about this story I will discuss. I will start by discussing the history of the theory, then I will provide an explanation of the theory and examples, and finally I will by informing you about the criticism of the theory and evolution. Okay, so let me begin by discussing the history of the theory. The theory was formulated by psychologists Erwin Altman and Dalmas Taylor in 1973 to provide an understanding of the closeness between two individuals. As relationships mature, interpersonal communication grows from small, non-intimate levels to bigger, more intimate levels. And Jin Hassan Tang and Chang Chung Wang, hopefully I'm saying all that right, in Self-Disclosure Among Bloggers, Re-Examination of Social Penetration Theory wrote, as individuals disclosure more information regarding themselves to other members, it is likely that disclosures reach the more central and intimate cores during the progression of relationships. Okay. Altman and Taylor believe that self-disclosure allows vulnerability, which enables a close relationship to develop. A strong relationship requires trust. Someone must risk being vulnerable in order for trust to grow. The course taken has been compared many times to peeling back the layers of an onion. All about onions. Okay. Social penetration goes through 4 different stages over time. The stages are the orientation stage, the exploratory affective stage, the affective stage, and the stable stage. As interpersonal exchange gradually transforms, becoming more intimate, our real selves are revealed. Now let's move on and to look at the explanations of the theory and examples. Social penetration involves behaviors that occur through social exchange as well as the internal process that takes place before, during, and after the social interaction. This may be a verbal exchanging of information or nonverbal exchange, which involves the body language such as your posture, your facial expressions. This also in environmental behaviors such as personal distance between people. Like we discussed earlier with the onion comparison, when people first meet, they are revealing their superficial self. Conversations revolve around likes, dislikes, and hobbies. And these are my likes. This is my dislike. These are my hobbies. Their relationship develops as a few layers of the personality are peeled away and the relationship becomes more intimate. We continue peeling nearly the entire personality is revealed. At this point, we have a better understanding of one another and begin to discuss personal topics. You know, things like childhood upbringing, secret crushes, or the short story of how you lost your virginity. And lastly, at the final stage in a relationship, where all layers have been peeled away, we expose the core of the individual's personality. More recent studies of the social penetration theory take place in a different fashion. The internet offers many opportunities for this theory to be tested as well. Although the results may vary, for example, according to Alison Attrill, author of Sharing Only Parts of Me, Selective Categorical Self-Disclosure Across Internet Arenas, individuals display accelerated self-disclosure in online compared to offline interactions, not only sharing information online that they would not so quickly disclose in similar offline interactions, but also revealing intimate details online after only a few email exchanges. Theorists believe that the disclosure online is accelerated due to a reduced fear of social rejection and anonymity. And finally, I will finish by informing you about criticism of this theory/evolution. The social penetration theory is an established and familiar explanation of how closeness develops in friendships and romantic relationships, and yet it has many critics. As stated by Richard L. West and Lynn H. Turner in Introducing Communication Theory, Analysis and Application, 2nd edition, Once relationships are established, self-disclosure does not necessarily come to play a pivotal role to the degree that it once did early on in the relationship. Therefore, the theory, as Altman and Taylor conceptualized it, is somewhat limited by its linearity and its emphasis on self-disclosure. Dr. Sandra Petronio developed the communication privacy management theory that she states that self-disclosure is not the sole determinant of intimacy development. She is not so sure that the combined advantages and disadvantages can be reliably reduced to a single index. Dr. Petronio simply asks, are we so consistently selfish that we always opt to act strictly in our own best interests? Social penetration theory is known as an objective theory. This is basically saying that the theories were developed from a data drawn from experiments and not from any particular person's specific experiences. This theory falls under the assumption that the development of relationship is systematic and or predictable. Conclusion, I just told you the aspects of social penetration theory. I started by discussing the history of the theory, then I moved on and explained the theory and examples. Lastly, I informed you about the criticism of this theory/evolution. Self-disclosure can drastically increase the intimacy in a relationship, but it leaves the individuals involved completely vulnerable as well. Thank you.